Hey guys, LOTR Magic here, and boy are things getting out of control with this Lord of the Rings set. Most Magic players have already left the game. If they're not, they're boycotting this garbage. Who's buying this? Why is it still 40 bucks a pack if you buy it on eBay right now today in a 12 pack? And the answer is because there's not that many to go around, and the answer of why that is because it caught on in the streamer sphere. So people who maybe are kind of familiar with Magic, maybe mess around with TCGs. I mean, you got Moist Critical, who's primarily a Yu-Gi-Oh player. He got a sponsorship once from WotC, and then spent the whole stream being like, oh, this deck again. Oh, wow, we lost that quick. Oh, wow, what an impressive game. I'm trying so hard to hide how much I'm having so much fun with this. And then PewDiePie just absolutely dumping on it, too, around that time. That was funny. Nobody paid him. They should have paid him not to stream it. But then you got Maximofo Pokemon, who has, like, millions of subs. I mean, Charlie from Moist Critical has, like, I think 11 million. So, like, they're doing, live streams. They're doing VODs of them opening this stuff, saying, hey, I'm going to get that card. It's worth $1 million. WotC's giving out $1 million. Oh, my gosh. I mean, it's like the biggest hype from, like, the McDonald's Monopoly game the first time it came around. If you got Boardwalk or whatever, it was $1 million. That gets some news coverage. You don't have to pay for that marketing. Now, was WotC that smart? Absolutely not. I think somebody said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we did a 1 of 1 and threw it in? Yeah, let's do that. Cool. If they would have thought that this would blow up the way it did, and they should have known, they would have done it earlier. Come on. But now it's like, ooh, I'm going to open that $1 million one. Am I going to open $1 million? Question mark. People click on that. They see it. And now when you see a couple streamers getting mad views, then other people copy them. But even if they don't want to copy them, you get their chats saying, hey, are you going to open this too? We know you're a Pokemon person. We know you're a Yu-Gi-Oh person. We know you used to play Magic the Gathering. Are you going to get a box of this? And they're like, man, if people tune in to see if I pull the $1 million card live, I mean, it's just nonstop intense, like, and am I going to pull a more valuable card? But let's talk about that. I think the foiled extended art right now is like $60 or something of the One Ring. Non-serialized and serialized, I have no idea. I think enough haven't been pulled for it to stabilize. I've seen exorbitant and I've seen hyper-conservative, buy list and retail offers, and it hasn't stabilized enough for me to say, yes, it's worth this much, but, pretty hard to pull mathematically, so let's just rule those out. But, the top mythics in, like, Borderless or in, the best treatment, because remember, it's collector's boosters, still not really worth that much. And as soon as you do the distribution where you're like, okay, eliminate the top 10%, what are we left with? You're left with worthless cards. Now, I thought the issue with this would be nobody wanted it, nobody asked for it, everybody's pissed, nobody buys it. But people scoop it up in large quantities that normally wouldn't because they're going to sit on it. And if nobody pulls the ring, then you could sell those boxes for a lot more because the odds just went up 100 to 1. You know what I mean? If you're like, wow, every box in the world has been opened and I bought 10 of them. Huh. Well, it's probably in here then, isn't it? You could get some money for those. Awfully big of a gamble, but I thought people would do that. Well, now you got to think those worthless cards are hitting the market. I mean, I guess, XQC, he's another one. Biggest stream in the world, arguably. He said he is obsessed with it. I'm going to buy a ton. I'm going to open them nonstop. I am super going to open this ring. It's so bad. And think about it. Like, nobody's showing how to play the game. They're showing the cards. They're not showing the rules. They're not showing gameplay, which is probably at this point good because every single format is crap. You just be like, oh, it's this garbage control deck again. Wow, wasn't that a fun match? People would watch for 5 minutes and not only leave the stream, but be like, I am never touching this game ever again. Who designed this? Why is it in this state? Why did he just counter every single card and then blow him away with a Haughty Djinn? What the hell? Why did he just win on turn 3? The guy played one freaking card and he just red rushed him. Why would I ever play this trash? Oh, look, a bunch of overcomplicated crap. I can't track what's going on in 90 different triggers and it's turn 30. What is this garbage? I'm never going to play this game ever again. So, thank God they're not showing gameplay, but at the same time, guys, they're not showing gameplay. So anybody who's, quote, getting into the Magic community and buying the same stuff that they see their famous streamers talking about streaming, making VODs about, or if they just saw a news title about, oh, $1 million card, $2 million card, whatever, they're like, oh, maybe I'll pull it. Oh, I got some dollars. Let's take one shot at it. I mean, guys, the Mega Millions and the Powerball are both like 400 mil right now. If you want to make an astronomical stupid shot, I didn't do the math, but that's probably better odds. Also, people are pretty confident that the ring is in the gift boxes. Just saying. The ones that are coming up later that have collector's boosters in them? Yeah. Can't wait to see the price on those. But anyway, the people who are seeing it are like getting into it to be like, one, money, yay, investment. Ooh, I can flip the singles, I can buy list them, which that's just downward pressure. Like that's the definition of downward pressure in a value market. And then, two, those are not, like, durable segments of the customer base. So WotC's probably like, oh my gosh, look how quick this is selling. Quick, print more. Maybe. I mean, this is such a garbage product to do print to demand, because as soon as the ring is pulled, the values are worthless. Everybody's done. It'll make another round in the news, but it's like, so what? Is XQC streaming him opening boosters, showing cards, getting frustrated, and pulling, $5 garbage that looks good on the surface but isn't? Is that going to drive people to hop on Arena and start playing the game in Standard? Absolutely not. Now, the other thing, why the hell didn't they do a one-of giveaway on Arena? Spin a wheel, random number generator, turn it into a literal casino. That's what it is anyway. Do it. Every pack, you have a 0.00001% chance of pulling the ring, and then once somebody pulls it, nobody else pulls it. People could fake screenshots, but WotC could just go into the back end, have a system that says, here's who pulled it, here's their username. There you go, done. I mean, it's not that hard. It's kind of like a bummer with no trading. I would, absolutely feel awful and then attempt to sell my account if I was the one who pulled it, because I can't liquidate it. I can't trade it. Maybe that's why they did it. I think you can buy the one ring as, a little avatar pet thing for, $30, though, if that makes it feel better. I don't know why it would. But yeah, this isn't going to translate into real customers who actually play the game. Nobody's going to buy the cards just because they think they're cool, although some people do that. Very, very, very tiny amount of people do that, and with nobody to play with and no theme, and they don't really care about the card values necessarily, what's the point? I think a lot of those people eventually liquidate their collections real quick, so this set is a landmine, and it just pisses me off that it's doing this well, especially since, I'm boycotting it because of their pandering racist garbage, where they still continue to hire white artists to draw black people. They're still like, we're doing this because black people want to see themselves in the game, and they can't play it unless they see themselves. I guess they're the only group they think is like that, and they also think that they're orcs in D&D. Don't get me started. But remember, they are famous for not hiring black artists. Not even employees. Employees, that's a given. But artists. From anywhere in the world, all they need to do is be able to draw. They still can't seem to find black artists, and there's more black artists than almost any other group. That's really, really, really big in most black cultures in most countries. So the idiots in charge of the Lord of the Rings IP right now are woke idiots. The dumpster fire of an Amazon show was woke trash. Lost about $1 billion probably. Hard to measure it, we'll never know, but that's what they sunk into it, and it's unwatchable trash. Woke feminist racist trash. Love it. Good stuff. Good job, Amazon. Fire those people. Get woke, go broke. So that's not the only reason I don't want to see this succeed. It's because, like I said, for all the reasons stated earlier, it's not success. It's just stupid. And this is just going to encourage them to do it more in the future. In fact, I have some leaked unconfirmed information and some evidence given, but let's just say I haven't made a video on this yet because I'm not confident enough to put myself out there and say it, but it's very relevant. They are allegedly looking into, this is the short list, Star Wars, obviously, for a Universes Beyond product or at least a tie-in with Secret Lair. Some Nintendo properties, which is why I find this very hard to believe, but I also find it easy to believe that somebody from WotC would think that that's a realistic idea, so sure, let's go with that. Assassin's Creed was thrown out there, Overwatch, Civilization, that's weird. Obviously Marvel, I'm surprised we haven't seen that yet. League, obviously. Fallout, that one's surprising. God of War, yeah, I could see it, makes sense. And obviously the other far left pile of trash, The Last of Us. Very unsurprising on all those, and they're just going to hit the gas when they see this sell, but like I said, nobody's going to be opening this next year. Nobody's going to be like, ooh, maybe we'll get that chase card for the third time. People are like, okay, fool me the first 30 packs, I'm done. You're not going to pull it. There's no suspense. I don't even know what this game is or how it works. I'm done watching this, and then it's just over. So they can get away with this approximately one time. Now, they do have some people talking about, I'm just a Lord of the Rings fan, and I'm buying these because they're cool. I knew that would be the driving factor. I said that the whole time, but I thought it would be like all or nothing, where either you have 10 of those people or 100 or whatever. It doesn't even make a dip in what gets bought. And they don't buy sealed, they just get singles, or it's going to be enormous because Lord of the Rings fans are nuts. But, well, the Lord of the Rings show kind of bombed. So would you even admit you're a fan? Probably right on your way to go buy some Bud Light would be my guess. And right now, it's not them driving the product sales. It's streamers buying up boxes and boxes and boxes. Now, I doubt somebody's sitting on 50 cases of this. So one person streaming, it doesn't matter if there's 1 million people, 100,000 people, 10,000 people watching. Those people watching didn't buy the boxes. You're not mailing them to every person on the stream. It's one person opening the amount of boxes that one person can get. I mean, fill me in, but hasn't XQC only bought 10, 20, 30 boxes tops? And yeah, that's a lot, but I mean, they probably printed, what is it, 1 million boxes were estimated or something like that, or 1 million packs or 3 million. I've heard all kinds of numbers. A lot more than one person can open. So the other thing is, these are not $100 a pack. Okay, this is not the 300% like overnight, I want the BFC fat packs with the full art lands in it. Okay, this is not that. We've seen that. This isn't that. They're only $40 a pack if you buy a 12 pack on eBay right now. I thought they'd be higher. That's still incredibly high, but look at the last couple collector's booster boxes prices. It's not completely insane. So while the hype is getting nuts about it, we've got like artificially inflated from groups that never play Magic and probably won't come back again because they're either Lord of the Rings fans or they're like one and done one time, you know, flash in the pan viral thing fans. And then Watsy's going to be like, ooh, let's do this again. We can make a bunch of money again, and it's going to fall flat on its face. Just like borderless cards, just like full art lands. They've taken everything and been like, ooh, they're still milking this cow. Let's milk it till it's dead. And then they just go way overboard with it and jump onto the next thing. Alternate frame cards, alternate art cards, super rare masterpieces, even more super rare initial secret layers, which were called mythic editions, which arguably were called from the vaults too, but still. And in fact, while we're going back in time, let's go back in time. Remember, they did the hidden treasures in the original Zendikar, where they bought up like Power 9 and made it like a 1 in 10,000 pull or whatever. So they've done this before, but just not with the One Ring. I wanted to point that out because a lot of people aren't familiar with that. They have pulled a stunt like this before. But then they've got serialized cards, which are even more rare. Now they've got, well, then they had San Diego Comic-Con promos that they only printed like a couple hundred of or whatever. I'm not exactly doing this in chronological order or order of rarity, but you get it. They've been ramping this up for a long, long, long time, and those initial precedents were like, hey, yeah, we should do this. This does work. But the Magic community is getting smart to it, and the only way that you get sustainable growth is people actually playing the game, okay? Not this lottery chase your own tail nonsense where people wise up real quick. I mean, how many people do you know? Even Charlie pointed this out on a stream. He was like, yeah, I used to like, you know, buy a whole bunch of lottery tickets and, you know, scratch offs. And then, you know, I didn't win 50 and then I just gave up because I was just like, this is a stupid waste of money. It's obviously not going to happen. People are right. Math is real. Probability exists. And I could be doing anything else with my time and money. And then he just like got off it. How many people do you know like this? So dumb, immature, unwiser, young people, kind of all in the same group sometimes. They're going to see this and be like, I could open the $1 million card. It'll happen because, I don't know, because they don't understand math and probability. They think they can like will things to happen and other stupidity. Look, there's a reason that in the last 3 years I've made about 50K at the casino by consistently playing the games in a way where I always win. You guys saw my video on how to do it on my other channel. Okay, I'm done mentioning it. But the odds are the odds and they catch up with you eventually. Sure, somebody has to win the Powerball, but let me let me illustrate this. I could, you know, do all this atoms and planets and the whole, you know, hot tub full of Skittles and like, this is your odds. People don't listen to those visualizations. Here's the most powerful one that'll break you out and say you are not going to pull the One Ring, okay? If I would have bought every single Powerball ticket that didn't win since the jackpot reset, which has been weeks and weeks and weeks. So if I would have bought not just like 1 ticket, 5 tickets, throw a tenner at it, whatever. If I would have bought every single ticket sold in all of America for the last several weeks, I still would have lost because all of them lost. That's why the jackpot's at 400 million. Think about that. Does that illustrate your odds pretty well? So just in case you're getting caught up in this nonsense or you want to kind of break somebody out of it and say you're not going to pull the One Ring, stop being stupid, well, there it is. So yeah, it's all artificially inflated. We're going to see Watsy do this in the future. It's going to fall absolutely flat because they've burned out every option, every bridge, every trick, and everything while pissing off the customers and doing nothing to make Standard playable other than put Arena Standard on life support for an extra year because they know over half the players would quit when their decks all rotate out. So expect a massive, massive failure of Watsy in the next 2 to 3 years. I'm personally looking forward to it. Go sub to my other 2 channels, and I'll see you guys next time. Please don't participate in this chaos. Boycott this crap.